Hi everyone! Once again, I am Pamela Palomar, a BSED for Social Studies student, and welcome to my next vlog. For today's video, I am going to discuss three things. First is the speech according to purpose, speech according to occasion, and ceremonial and commemoration speeches. But before that, let us first discuss what is speech. So speech is defined as a type of communication that explains a topic. So there are three types of speeches according to purpose. First is the informative speech, the persuasive speech, and the entertainment speech. But we need to remember that the kind of speech that the speaker delivers depend on the speaker's general purpose. First is the informative speech. From the root word inform, which means to give someone facts or tell something. This speech serves to provide interesting and useful information to your audience. This meant to explain or describe facts, truths, and principles to educate your audiences. In other words, this type of speech is to get the listener to know more about the topic. For example, as of the moment, you are listening to me while I am discussing these three main types of speeches according to purpose. Is already an example of informative speech. There are methods used in informative speech. It may be a description, wherein the speaker describes the meaning of a certain topic. Another method is narration. This meant to inform the people of recurrent or past happenings. Example of this is the State of the Nation address by the President, wherein he or she tells to people uh, the government agenda for the coming years. But when the speaker is telling the audience about how to do something, that will be a demonstration method of informative speech. It designs to explain the series of activities to explain the result. Cooking demonstration tutorials on how to create presentation is an example of this. The second type of speech according to purpose is the persuasive speech. So from the word persuade, which means to cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. So a persuasive speech works to convince people to change in some way, like the way they think, the way they do something, or to start doing something that they are not currently doing. This is a speech given to an audience with the intention of influencing your listeners to agree with the particular point of view. So the main goal of this is to drive the audience to the action, either support a call or candidates, or usually the speaker wants the audience to buy something. Have you experienced debating with your classmates or friends about a certain topic? And you're trying to convince them to have the same perspective as you think about that certain issue, then that is already an example of a persuasive speech. And the third type of speech according to purpose is the entertainment speech. So from the word entertain, which means to provide someone with amusement or enjoyment. So this speech is delivered to provide fun, laughter, or invite listeners to join in any celebration. So in this speech, your main goal is to amuse your audience or provide pleasure and enjoyment that makes the audience to laugh or identify with anecdotal information. So for example of this speech is usually the after dinner speech. It is a typical example of entertainment speech. So those are the three main types of speech according to purpose: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. Now let us tackle the speech according to occasion. So we have here the introduction speech. A speech of introduction introduce a person or speaker that is going to give a speech. So it is given to inspire or persuade the audience to listen to that speaker. It is generally small and brief speeches. So there are some points or pointers for effective speech of introduction. This will be helpful for you when you are creating or you want to create a speech, or you're assigned to do a speech, an introductory or introduction speech. So first is balance the length of the introduction paragraph with the total speech length. It means do not prolong the speech too much. Second is avoid broad or sweeping and too general statements. And be clear, direct, and straightforward in your speech. Another type of speech according to occasion is the presentation speech. Presentation speech is used for presenting an award or a prize or a gift. So these speeches are usually given at an award ceremonies where an individual presents an award to a person. The main purpose of the presentation speech is to provide recognition of the recipient's accomplishments. So when you are making a presentation speech, there are some pointers that I will share to you in order for you to create a good one. First is that refer to the occasion by telling why you are there and why it is a special day. Second, explain briefly what the award represents and describe the following: the symbol, the goal, categories, history, and previous winners. Next is describe the organization you are representing and explain why you are privileged to present the award. Offer personal thoughts, experiences, and feelings about the award. Another is praise the recipient by citing relevant outstanding contributions, achievements, or records and adapt them to the goals and meaning of that special occasion. And other pointers would be ask the recipient to come forward and read the text or inscription of the award. And lastly, congratulate the awardee. Then we have the acceptance speech. So an acceptance speech is delivered when receiving a prize, honor, or a gift at an award ceremony. So as you can see, it is a reply to a presentation speech. So when an individual receives a kind of award or prize, an acceptance speech is given. So here, the speech usually comprises the individual sharing praises for people who supported him or her to reach this far and genuinely feel thankful and or appreciative of the award. Now, I will give you some pointers in making an effective acceptance speech. First, graciously acknowledge the award, prize, honor, or a gift, and express gratitude for the recognition of your work or accomplishment. Second, thank the organization or group of people or hosting company for the award, and give generous credit to all those who have contributed to your success. Mention their names if they are few. Otherwise, mention only the most relevant ones. Thank them all for their support on having an award. Next is express your feelings and emotions about being honored in one sentence. Short and beautiful. A good approach is answering this next question. What do the nice words, the ceremony, and the compliments really mean to you? So, best example for this kind of speech is when Miss Jacqueline Jose gave her acceptance speech for winning the Best Actress Award in the Cannes Film Festival. And the next speech is welcome speech. The goal of the welcome speech or welcome address is to receive and greet the audience. The main difference between this speech and the speech of introduction is that this kind of speech focuses on the audience, not on the upcoming guest speaker, which is the focus of introduction speech. A welcome speech is given to bring people or a group of people together. Its purpose is to introduce formally an individual or group, explain who they are, where they came from, and what they plan to do. So there are some pointers I will tackle in making a welcome speech. First is try to be brief and sincere and make your audience feel very comfortable. Then thank everybody for coming and make a special welcome to the special guests. Mention achievements of the special guest and pay tribute to their success. Next is refer to the occasion and mention the goals of the event. And then link the event with the accomplishment of the special guests. And offer some kind of friendship by repeating your warm words. Say you hope they feel at home and thank them for participating. And then end your speech by wishing all, especially the guests, an interesting morning, afternoon, or evening. And then lastly, keep your speech short, simple, and genuine. Apart from those 4 speeches that I have mentioned earlier, there are other types of speech according to occasion. First is the toast. So a toast speech are given during weddings, parties, and other celebratory events. Typically, the person delivering the toast is asked in advance to do so. Consequently, toasts are usually quite short and are prepared before event. A toast should be positive and include words of encouragement. So in toast, all words and thoughts that will come out into the mouth of the speaker is always a compliment. Words of hope and positive. And second is the tributes. These are the speeches given at a funeral, retirement event, or other occasion in which a person is being honored. A tribute should be sincere, focus on positive aspects of an individual, and speak on the accomplishments and admirable qualities. The third is the speech of dedication. So it is delivered when a new store opens, or a building is named after someone, or a plaque is placed on a wall, or a new library is completed, and so on. So these speeches are designed to highlight the importance of the project and possibly those to whom the project has been dedicated. So maybe your great uncle, for example, has died and left your college tons of money. So the college has decided to rename one of the dorms after your great uncle. In this case, you may be asked to speak at the dedication. And the last or the fourth one is the roast speech. It is a very interesting and peculiar speech because it is designed to both praise and good-naturedly insult a person because being honored. Generally, roasts are given at the conclusion of the banquet. So that concludes the speech according to occasion. Now, let us move forward to our next topic, which is the ceremonial or commemoration speeches. The ceremonial speeches are given at ceremonies by the observance of formality and decorum. The ceremonies are special occasions that people arrange to celebrate something. There are 8 common types of ceremonial speaking. Usually, the ceremonial speaking or speeches usually has some similarities with regards to the speeches according to purpose. So now, let's examine them one by one. So let us go into tackle first the speech of introduction. An introduction speech is a mini speech given by the host of an event to introduce the upcoming speaker. So this speech is very precise and short, given only to familiarize the audience with the speaker going to deliver the speech. So a good introduction speech could be like this. For example, have you watched Mary Johnson's recent interview about depression? She has done tremendous research on the cause of depression and how the United States people deal with depression. You need to listen to her because she has some incredible facts to share about depression. So this introduction has creatively introduced the speaker and her topic while making the audience interested in her speech. Next is the acceptance speech. So the acceptance speech is given by a person who has just received an award, a prize, or an honor. The speaker usually starts by thanking everyone and ends with expressing appreciation. The speech of acceptance basically has three main components. First, a special thanks to the prize or award giver. Second, other special thanks to those who have helped in achieving the goal. And the third is a prize or the award needs to be put into perspective. So when you prepare for an acceptance speech, you need to think of the people you want to thank. List down their names in the order you want to thank them. So next is the presentation speech. The presentation speech is given while presenting an award, prize, or honor. The basic purpose of the presentation speech is to recognize the person's accomplishments about the honor or award. So these speeches provide the following components. First, highlights the award's significance that is being given. Second, highlights the merits of the award recipient. And lastly, enhance the credibility of the award and the event by personalizing the speech. Another ceremonial or commemoration speeches or speech is dedication speech. The speech of dedication is delivered to dedicate something to someone. So it is usually given at an inauguration ceremony or a building named after someone. A new shop opens and so on. So the dedication speech are intended to highlight the importance of a project and to whom it has been dedicated. So when preparing for a dedication speech, you need to consider the following. First, how you are involved in the dedication. Explain what is being dedicated. Explain who was involved in the project. And explain the importance of the project. Under ceremonial or commemoration speeches is a toast. A toast is a kind of brief tribute to a particular person or a specific event. It is designed to appreciate and congratulate the people being toasted. It allows the speaker to recognize the person's achievements and give the best wishes for the future. So while delivering a toast, keep these key points in mind. First, keep it brief and specific to the event. Second, focus attention on the person being toasted. Third, avoid any inside joke which is not accessible to all of the audience as toasts are public. And the fourth one is end the toast by praising the person being toasted. The next one is the roast. A roast is an interesting and funny speech because it is designed to praise and humorously insult the person being roasted. It is usually delivered at the end of the banquet to honor a person's life achievements. So follow these tips to write an interesting roast. First, think about the person who is being roasted. Look for any amusing story or a strange habit of a person being roasted. Poke fun at them but avoid massacre the specific person. And then next, avoid the things that are truly private or might hurt the specific person's emotion. The next, choose the jokes and stories that work best with all of the audience. Next is make your speech as humorous as possible. And then last, leave with a positive note and appreciate the person. And the next speech that we are going to tackle is eulogy. A eulogy speech is a special occasion speech given in honor of a person who has died. It is delivered to pay tribute to the departed soul. It is given by the priest, imam, or any other religious leader. So when preparing a eulogy, the speaker needs to do the following things. First, get a lot of information about the departed soul. It will help you to personalize the eulogy. Then second, remind the audience about the deceased person and his or her life achievements. And the next, tell the deceased's story. And then lastly, celebrate the deceased life and mourn their death. So the next one, or the next type of ceremonial speeches is the farewell speech. It allows you to say goodbye to a current part of your life as you are moving to another part. So the speeches are very common at college and university farewell parties. The graduating class says farewell to the institute as they are moving forward. So the goal of farewell speech is to thank and appreciate the people who are currently part of your life. So as you move forward to the next position, pay tribute to the people who have helped you achieve your goals. So a farewell speech gives you a chance to commemorate and remember the good times you have had with each other. Next is the after dinner speech. It is another type of ceremonial speech or commemoration speeches. So after dinner speech is directed toward a specific group. So it aims to entertain yet inform the audience about a particular issue. So they are quite tricky because of their dual role, but with practice, anyone can deliver an effective speech. So as the name suggests, these speeches are delivered at dinners after when they are done. So a dinner speaker makes a serious point by efficiently using humor to make a significant mark on the audience and occasion. And that ends my discussion for today's video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you.